Still wondering why users drop off your website or application? They are probably confused. And it's the problem with the website or application design part. It shows that the user flow or experience is getting hampered, and this is costing you conversions. Making mistakes in the user flow for a beginner is quite common, and you don't even realize you are making one. But no problem, I'll help you understand, identify these mistakes, and resolve them with the help of 5 UI UX design principles. Top designers know these 5 UX principles by heart. If you don't, your users will feel it. Fix your flow before they bounce off your website. Firstly, you should focus on visual hierarchy. Most users don't read, they scan. If your design doesn't guide their eyes, they'll bounce, get confused, and even frustrated. To guide your users' attention, you need to use visual hierarchy, things like size, weight, spacing, and colors. These elements work together to create a structure that feels intuitive and easy to scan. Each screen should do just one job, and it should lead to one clear primary action. No clutter, no confusion. Let me give you a quick example. On the pricing page, the plan names should be in bold so they stand out. Prices, make them larger because that's what people are scanning for. Features should be grouped into clean bullet points, no long paragraphs. And your call to action, the buy button or subscribe button, that should be in high contrast, easy to spot, and impossible to miss. If you are working in Figma, you can use an 8-point spacing system and set clear H1 to H3 text styles. It builds a rhythm into your layout. That's how you use hierarchy to drive clarity and conversions. Let's move to the next point, consistency. In UI UX design, consistency is not just about creativity, it is about clarity, logic, and understanding the user requirements. Inconsistent designs make the user question everything. Consistency in website and application design make interface feel reliable to the user. For entire framework, you should use consistent colors, button styles, icons, paddings, and typography. It simplifies the structure for the user and builds a mental model of how your product works. Stick to familiar patterns. For example, blue underlined link should always look like link. Hamburger menu should have the same on every page. These small cues reduce the user's learning curve and build confidence. Here's a quick example. If your buy now button is green on one screen and red on another, that's not creativity, that's confusion. Users start wondering if those buttons do the same thing or they do something else. This hesitation can kill conversions. The third principle is structure. This includes information architecture and wireframing. Most beginners start directly with designing screens, and that's where bad UX begins, as there is no clear structure or user flow. Smart and experienced designers always start with information architecture and wireframes before picking colors, fonts, and even touching UI. Based on the client brief and business profile, you need to think what their customers want. What do they need to see first? What actions do they need to take next? By this, you need to break the content into clear sections, group related information, and reduce the cognitive load on the users. Then build a wireframe, a low fidelity layout that maps out the structure and flow without getting distracted by the visual. Let's say you are designing a dashboard. Don't start by picking colors or styling charts. That comes later. Start by asking what's the primary goal of this dashboard? What does the user need to see first? What do they need to analyze? And what would be the secondary part? Also consider what should appear above the fold and what the user can scroll later. This helps prioritize content based on importance and not aesthetics. Here's a practical tip. If you are using Figma, you can use simple gray boxes for wireframing. No colors, no icons, just perfect layout. Focus on the structure, spacing, and how the content flows on the page. The goal is not to impress, it is to test the ideas fast and fix the problems before you invest time in the visuals. Moving ahead to the fourth point, guide your users through the design part. Don't assume your users know what to do next. Great UX design gently guides them step by step without any confusion. And for that, you must highlight the most logical action on each screen, whether it's a continue button or a progress bar or a visual cue like an arrow or step indicator. You must avoid any kind of dead ends. Every interaction should lead somewhere. Even a small action should give users feedback and momentum. You can use Figma's autoflow. It is free and basically you can use it to automatically draw arrows between frames and build user flows within seconds. It is great for wireframing purpose and understanding how the users might interact with the website or application. Design your interface like a GPS system. Users should always know where they are and what exactly might come next. The fifth principle is about user control and flexibility. A great user experience never boxes the user inside a confined circle. It lets them choose their path back out anytime. For that, you must include clear options to cancel, undo, or go back in your designs. Give control to the users so that they can adjust the experience to fit their needs. Google Docs is a perfect example. You can undo every action, every step. That kind of control builds trust. Now contrast with that, if you have a pop-up that has no exit button, your users get stuck. And that's not just annoying, it's a bad UX. Always design escape paths, models, confirmations, and multi-step flows. When the users feel in control, they stick around. If you want to become a great UI UX designer, focus on functionality, purpose, and then go ahead with the visual aspect. Keep a journal and add notes of all the things that you learn every day, the practical tips, the design principles, and more. Go through different website platforms like this Behance or Dribble. You can get inspiration from these websites and understand what way others are designing. Get inspirations and design website or application from scratch. Just within next 2 to 3 months, you can start working on some real world projects or redesigning already existing website. If not this, you can get fake client briefs and work your way through. This video shows the entire roadmap of becoming a UI UX designer. Do check out. And for more such content, stay tuned to Coders Column. This is Dolly Solanki signing off.